Hello, my name is Natalie, and I will be presenting the section People Particularly Vulnerable to Climate Change in Hawaii. So, first, who is most vulnerable? Climate change affects everyone in Hawaii, but it does not affect everyone equally. Some communities face much greater risk because of where they live, their financial resources, and their ability to recover after disasters. Native Hawaiian communities are one of the most vulnerable because many have cultural and historical connections to coastal lands that have been home to their family for generations. As sea levels rise and coastal erosion increases, these communities risk losing not only their homes and infrastructure, but also places with important cultural and spiritual importance too. Lower income households tend to have fewer financial resources to prepare for disasters, rebuild damaged homes, or relocate when necessary. Older adults, children, and people living in rural communities are also more vulnerable because they may have limited access to things like emergency services, healthcare, or transportation to safety during these climate related events. Overall, research shows that social and economic factors can make climate change much more difficult for certain groups, even when they experience the exact same hazards as everyone else does in Hawaii. And you can see my little graphic here. It shows high tide flooding, the amounts of floods per year, flood days per year, and over the years. And you can see a substantial increase between the years 2018 to 2025, just last year. Next is how climate change impacts communities. Climate change is already affecting many communities across Hawaii in many different ways. Rising sea levels are increasing coastal flooding and erosion, putting homes, roads, and other important infrastructures at greater risk. At the same time, higher temperatures are leading to more frequent and intense heat waves and heat events, which can negatively affect public health, especially for older adults and people with already existing medical conditions. These environmental changes also have social impacts. Research shows that some residents have been beginning to consider relocating because of climate risks. This type of climate migration can definitely disrupt communities and create emotional stress as families leave places that they have called homes for many years of their lives. For Native Hawaiians, these impacts extend beyond just property damage. Losing coastal land also means losing cultural sites, traditional gathering places, and connections to Hawaiian history and identity. So, protecting these communities is about preserving both people and culture for all the future generations to come. And I have examples, real life examples of flooding damage that has been done, as the pictures show. And finally, building more resilient communities. Although climate change presents very serious challenges, there are many actions that Hawaii can take to become more resilient to it. One important strategy is restoring natural ecosystems such as wetlands and coral reefs, which help reduce flooding, protect shorelines from erosion, and help support marine life biodiversity. Hawaii can also start to strengthen climate-resilient infrastructure by improving roads, buildings, and drainage systems, so they are better prepared for future storms and rising sea levels. Emergency planning should also continue to focus on helping vulnerable populations before, during, and after disasters, ensuring that everyone has access to all the resources that they need. So, by combining nature-based solutions with stronger infrastructure and more community support, Hawaii can begin to reduce future climate risks while protecting its unique environment, cultural heritage, and the well-being of its residents. Building resilience today will help create safer and healthier communities for all the future generations. And these are all of my resources.